No name. Stop what you are doing now and pay attention to me. The time to rid the world of its filth has come again. Only this time you will be doing your victim a favor.
A favor? So this person wants to die? I mean, if that's the choice, then sure. I'm more than happy to brutally murder someone. I'd be honored, in fact.
They have already made this choice. I do not normally take requests, but this time it is different. A woman who works in the cleanup crew came to me and told me that her husband was slowly killing himself for years. She can no longer bear the sight of him.
What's he doing exactly? I know I'm not supposed to ask questions, but I'm just...
No, you are not, but I would have told you anyway. Your victim's name is Richard Crest, and he has been drinking in excess for 15 years. Eventually, his body will be unable to take the abuse and he will die. But his wife and his children are repulsed by the lack of understanding.
Oh, wow, you know, I'm always up for a good old-fashioned murder, but aren't there, programs and such for people like him?
Yes, and he was part of one. He stayed clean for 2 years and then he went back to his old ways. He proclaims to be against suicide, and yet here he is, destroying his own body. You must end this. I would be doing my employees a great disservice if I allowed her husband to walk around living like a ticking time bomb.
So she can't just put him back into rehab? Dickens, why are you even fooling me?
Enough! The fool of a human being will never change. He is damned to fail. Just as I take care of your needs, I will take care of hers. She will be watching the live stream, so make it good. I will give you some time to decide exactly how you want to end him, but no name. Make sure you end him. That is your job.
Not long after our call had ended, there came a knock at the door. I opened it, not expecting to see anyone, but expecting to see any equipment that Dickens thought it necessary for me to use during the hunt, capture, and kill. There it was. A tiny box, much smaller than what I was used to. I opened it, and inside lay a smartphone tucked into scraps of newspaper clippings. The purpose for the phone was extremely simple. I was to watch a video contained within the device. As I listened and watched, I felt my heart sinking, but tried my best to shrug it off. The woman's name was Elsa Crest. She cried and begged to me to end her husband's life. She said he often made fun of others who failed to stay sober despite failing himself, and when he was blackout drunk, he'd say ugly things and be generally unpleasant to be around. He's almost always a heavy spirit, but I gathered the courage and came to him on my knees one night. She explained through the tears. I told him he was going to die and told him I didn't want that. He nodded somberly as if he understood, but he didn't. He tries to rise, but he always falls. There's nothing more anyone can do to help. He's killing himself, and if he kills himself, he won't go to heaven. Murder him, and God will forgive him. The video ended by reinforcing what Dickens had told me, and saying that she would be there to watch the whole thing unfold. I put the phone back into its box and sighed heavily. Was this Richard Crest necessarily a bad man? I had to think about that. I guess he could be classified as such. He was doing intentional harm to himself, knowing in the end he would die. He put his entire family through years and years of sorrow and broken promises. He was selfish, a glutton, a hypocrite in all his ways. Richard Crest was a horrible man, and therefore he had to die a horrible death. I smiled softly as I gathered my things. This kill was going to be a fun one.